I got the idea for today's video when a guy I rated a high 7 came back complaining to me saying that even though people think he's attractive and I've rated him high, he still sucked and performed terribly in Tinder. Some snakes will use this as an excuse to bash my rating system, but hold your breath. When I checked the Tinder profile pictures that he uploaded, well, they sucked. Of course, I gave him advice on which pictures to upload, and this boosted his performance significantly. So how come an attractive man suffers in online dating? Well, this is today's topic, lens distortions and how your selfie camera makes you look worse than you do in real life. And I also get lots of questions of people asking me why in the mirror they look a certain way, but with the phone camera they look terrible. This video will be split into two parts. The first one is about how the selfie camera makes you look ugly, and the second one is about how to look and perform better for dating apps and social media in general. And if you want to support the channel or get your face evaluated by me with personalized look max and advice, a link will be down in the description. Without further ado, let's get this video started. I already know some smartasses will come to me and say, but Nero, this won't work for everyone. I know this won't work for you if you are already below average looking. You need to be at least average or above average and look max to your max potential. So just putting this out there. At the very base level of all of this, the matter of lens and perspective distortions. Perspective distortions deals with your proximity to the subject relative to surroundings. The closer something within our field of view gets to our faces, the larger it appears in relation to the objects behind it. And the inverse of that is also true. The relative distance from the lens and the field of view of that lens are what will affect the look of the subject within the image. A longer lens requires you to be further away from the same framing, and that tends to create a situation where facial features in this instance seems closer and more proportionate. Where wider lenses have a wider field of view, and as you can get closer, the features that are closest to the lens are what seems larger, and thus disproportionate to the face. This is what's going on with selfies. Your average phone camera uses a rather wide lens in the front, somewhere around 23mm for an iPhone. And that's quite wide, especially given that it's acceptable to approximate the human eye FOV as about 45mm. Given that FOV and the distance you can hold the camera from your face is going to top out at around 2.5 feet for most people, your features closest to the camera will seem quite exaggerated and is not an accurate representation of proportions. In fact, people now are wanting plastic surgeries just like the graph shows here because of the distorted images caused by selfies. Let's look at how your features gets destroyed through the selfie camera. The channel John Bear showed the perfect comparison between the focal length of a selfie camera and a DSLR camera, and how he went from looking like an average 5 guy to a guy many people will consider a high 6 or low 7 in some cases. The jaw went from looking narrow in width to wide with good third symmetry. The mid-face went from elongated giving a horse face appearance to looking compact. The nose from larger in size to looking smaller and more proportionate and attractive for the face. The eye orbit suddenly looked smaller giving the eyes a more compact appearance. It's like black magic. The facial width to height ratio also looks more compact now. I hope you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about here. This is why when someone messages me interested in the gig, I tell them don't get your face too close to the camera. It will distort the measurements, resulting in a less accurate rating and resulting in you looking worse. So the human eye is around 40 to 50mm focal length, which is what I used to take my pictures at. That's the secret. Of course, I played my hairstyle and fashion game well. So what can you do to look better in pictures so that you can perform better in dating apps and social media in general? Well, if you are serious about this, which I guess most of you are, I recommend investing in a DSLR camera. You don't need a $5,000 one. A $300 to $100 used one from Canon or Nikon will do. And get the 50mm lens. This is the basic lens you can have, but if you want the face to look even more flattering, I recommend getting a lens that allows you to get to 200mm. Okay, now that you have the camera, take your time to learn how to pose and position yourself correctly to get the most flattering angle. Make sure your fashion is on point. You don't want to look messy or look like you don't know how to dress. And then include different pictures as well, other than portraits that shows of high status. Well, if you doubt this method, just look at the channel Playing with Fire. Face-wise, he is average at best, but he takes high-quality pictures where he shows his status and strong points, like his build and fashion, and this resulted in him to be successful in those dating apps. Of course, after the pictures are taken, you should do some editing to clear out the skin a bit, make it more lively, make the color pop, just don't overdo it, because the end result will look unrealistic. You want the end result to still be believable and realistic. So what the selfie camera shows you is a distorted version of reality. The eye perceives things in 3D with a focal length in between 40 to 50mm. And of course, if you are unattractive in real life, I'm afraid this won't help you much. I just rather say the harsh truth than a sweet lie. But the majority of the people are average with some potential to improve. So I thought this video will be of value to you guys. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A like and subscribe will be highly appreciated. And like usual, catch you guys in the next one.